Look at that. I think we are live. I hope it's working. Fingers crossed. Let's just make sure that it is in fact live on YouTube. It appears that I am. Cool. All right, give me a moment. Everybody, I'm sure people will be happy to judge me later for everything that I'm saying when no one is actually there. Just sending out some links. All right. Most likely no one's going to show up, but that's okay. I'm going to be playing a little bit of Homeworld right from the start. For those who don't know, Homeworld actually had a really big influence on Battlefleet Gothic. I'll point out the influences later on when we get there, but still. Oh, it's so pretty. Look, Paris.
A satellite detected an object under the sands of the Great Desert. An expedition was sent.
God, I love the aesthetic of the Homeworld series.
An ancient starship buried in the sand.
All right. I wonder if audio is coming through. Doesn't appear to be so. Yes, it is. There we go. Okay. All right.
Deep inside the ruin.
And the one thing that Deserts of Karak completely ignored. Good job, Deserts of Karak. 10 out of 10.
On the stone was etched a galactic map, and a single word more ancient than the clans themselves. Higara. Our home.
Hilariously, they spent so much time making Deserts of Karak. So much time. And they utterly screw up the most important element of it. Overall, the entirety of that really epic game, they never once show us the key linking factor between Deserts of Karak and Homeworld 1. They never show us the Guidestone. Biggest storytelling error of all of the many storytelling errors of Deserts of Karak. That's going to have to be its own game. But, yeah. That has to be its own freaking story, because Deserts of Karak was such a good game and so badly written, but the gameplay was great. By the way, I would not like to be that guy in that suit. Bad day.
The greatest of these was made by the scientist Karen Sajet, who had herself permanently integrated into the colony ship as its living core.
So this moment here,
she is now Fleet Command.
I love this scene because you never see her face, but just as you're about to get details, the door closes.
The promise of the guide
you are not supposed to actually know Karen as a woman. She is Fleet Command. And that is more important than whatever kind of person that she may have been.
Among the stars.
Homeworld is not about individual people, and I'm a little worried about Homeworld 3 in that regard. And the music. Oh.
Scaffold control standing by.
All stations green.
You're cleared to approach. You got it.
Base 8, 9, and 10 sealed.
Scaffold decks A, B,
You know, it's been many years since the remaster has come out, and it's still stunningly beautiful. Gearbox has made mistakes in the past, like 2/3 of their Borderlands games, but Homeworld Remastered was not one of them. I love all of this additional detail, the little buildings that they put inside that area. Just to give you an idea of how big the
Online.
mothership really is.
Construction.
A little bit of light flicker. I don't know if that has to do with the streaming or not.
Cryogenic subsections A through J online. K through S online.
Oh,
Scaffold
what an
control, stand by
absolutely
for alignment.
beautiful game. They did such a wonderful job remastering Homeworld.
Alignment confirmed. Stand by, release control.
All caliper banks.
It's things like this that give me a lot of hope for Homeworld 3, knowing full well that Gearbox actually cares about this series. So when they acquired Homeworld, when Relic tanked, and I mean tanked
We are
hard,
away.
they had the mentality of, we are going to give this game the remaster it deserves. It doesn't matter if it's profitable. We don't care if it's profitable. And that decision, I think, actually won out because according to Gearbox, Homeworld Remastered Edition broke even. And that, in the modern gaming era, is an accomplishment when you're taking a game that is, you know, not necessarily very new, and then completely,
Course deleted.
you know, completely renovating it from the ground up and making the game effectively 4K in detail in a time where 4K was very, very new. All right, hold on one second. I'm gonna check some options in my video. Make sure all my stuff is fancy. You know, because I like my computer can handle the good graphics. Everything should be in the best way. All right. Return to game. So here we are. And they let you just zoom in super close. And for those of you who play Battlefield Gothic, I get a lot of inspiration for my painting from Homeworld. Mostly these lighting effects.
Capacity and rising.
All of these little windows. That's really what I think of when it comes to ship detail. Bright dots of light on a dark background. And
Stand by to begin combat trials. First, we will be monitoring formation performance. Target drones have been provided here.
so for those of you who have
Information to your fighters,
potentially
and
never
destroy the
played
drones.
Homeworld functions as a real-time strategy game, but it also functions in 3 dimensions. So I can move my ships out and around, but I can also move them up and down.
Course set.
So as you can see, my ships now move, increasing in altitude, or relative altitude. We're in space, bro. So I can set up a
Confirmed.
formation. Now we're supposed to move out there, so I'm going to move them out.
Strike group coordinates locked
Let's
in.
get a good look at these scouts, if I can. There we go. Even the smallest ship has had detail dumped into it. So evidently that's the cockpit. Those are the guns. I love the gigantic rotary ridiculous guns on these things, despite the fact that the scouts are actually pretty awful in combat. Good for kamikazing things though. I love how they gave really nice fine detail to all of the engine ports. Oh, here we are. I totally miss seeing these things. And even a freaking target drone, a thing that you're meant to shoot and kill in one mission, has just been given all of this beautiful detail. And now we're going to blow them up.
Ready. Strike group. Prepare for assault.
Let's watch. Beautiful. Alright, going back over here.
Copy.
Here are the resource collectors. I'm going to get a nice beautiful view of these gorgeous things.
Target destroyed.
Letting you just see all that beautiful detail, soak it in. Hopefully this will give you guys some painting ideas for your ships.
Formation trial complete. Flight analysis shows a 22% increase in combat performance. The next trial will test the effectiveness of tactics. Stand by to begin tactics trial. Use aggressive or evasive tactics and engage the target drones here.
So, another beautiful detail that Gearbox did when they made this game. Karok is in this background, and it has that slow and gentle rotation, but they even decided to have clouds on the planet move at a different rotation than the planet. That level of intense attention to detail demonstrates how much they love this game, and how much I love it. Hey, Adler Shipyard, what's up? How you doing, my dude? I'm just sitting and talking about Homeworld and talking about Battlefleet Gothic in relation to it, because this game actually has a lot of influence on Battlefleet Gothic. A lot of people don't realize that, but Battlefleet Gothic actually took some elements from this game. And maybe if I play long enough, you'll actually have a chance to see the most notable, because the Games Workshop is pretty well renowned for not necessarily being original in their design. Adler, I'm okay. Work has been rough, but it's starting to calm down, and now I'm able to actually do this and spend a little time talking about a game that some games that I love. Now, this is one thing that I was a little upset about when it comes to the remake. They didn't have like the free flying resource collecting that they did in Homeworld 1. It doesn't look quite as natural if it just kind of stuck there. Yeah, I know who you are, Adler, don't worry. Lascaris, trying to hide your true nature from me. And don't you worry, I will be getting back to work on the Book of the Void 3. I just have had no time. Work has been brutal. I've been working doing the work of basically two engineers at work, and it's been not giving me any time to think. So don't worry, I promise it will be worked on. But yeah, the guys over at Games Workshop at the time were not above taking ideas from other content, and an entire race in this game was basically exported into Battlefleet Gothic.
And capture the target drone here.
And I think it's like 3 missions in. It's like the 3rd mission. It's not this one, not the next one, but the one after that, where you'll see what it is. And we'll see if I can get there in the time that I have. I have a good amount of time to play this game and share it with you. But yeah, God, and go over. You can't easily zoom in on the scaffold, but again, for those Battlefleet Gothic observers, you can get so many great ideas for painting ideas from this. Just the idea of indirect lighting, direct lighting, paneling. Paneling is hard to do in BFG, but God, it looks so good when done right. Not to mention the contrast of colors, especially the yellow on gray with blue as the light source. Not to mention highlights of red. You know, the artists. Nobody, I think, would ever argue that the artists of Battlefleet Gothic, of Homeworld, didn't know exactly what they were doing to make a striking visual. And this is just the remake of the first game. You know, think about that. This is only the first game. The second game, if anything, has an even better visual aesthetic. Now, admittedly, it doesn't mean it has as good gameplay, but it's still really good. So, right now, all we're really doing is the basis of the first mission. Unfortunately, there's no way to do time compression, so I have to slowly, gradually build these things. I'm also talking a lot, and it's distracting me, so for that, I apologize. And here's the most powerful ship in the game, the Salvage Corvette.
Copy.
Again, just getting a chance to... Oh, the lighting effects made it so you can't really see it very well. We'll get some light on it when it comes over here. So, here we go. Just look at that beautiful level of detail. Now, if you go and play the original, it's like night and day. But they got 3D paneling going in on this thing. They have the lighting from the engines. And again, if you're playing BFG and say you have like Tau or you have Chaos, the aesthetic that works with these ships works very well if you take it over to BFG for painting. Yeah, Adler, absolutely. Homeworld is probably my favorite RTS series, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about Homeworld 3 because I am a fake donator, and they give me a lot of pre-release information about Homeworld 3. And I'll talk about the good and the bad because there are signs, very, very, very good signs about Homeworld 3. There are also excessively bad signs. Now, to Blackbird Interactive's credit, they were smart enough to delay the game by a significant amount. They delayed it all the way until February of next year because they simply weren't ready for release, and thank goodness they did that. Hopefully, the age of releasing shit early in a broken state is over. I think after Kerberos Interactive demonstrated to all of us that releasing a broken game is not a way to actually earn money. But the
Confirmed.
let's see, what do I need to do? Sorry, objectives. I've done construct a research ship. Okay, that's what my problem was. Boop.
Assembly underway.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Sword of the Stars was created by Kerberos Interactive, and up until relatively recently, it really was the best science fiction 4X game. And it was amazing because it had playable battles between races instead of everything being automated, and it had a really good empire building element to it. The downside is that they got so high on their laurels when they made the game that when they made their sequel, they effectively went insane and released the game in a completely buggy and incomplete state, and then insisted the fans keep giving them money to bug fix it. And Kerberos Interactive was completely unrepentant
Stand by for a hyper
in their behavior and didn't fix their game, released a bunch of DLC that didn't fix the game, and eventually Paradox canned them, and serves them right. Now, if we are going to... Oh god, look at that the lighting detail on that ship. Oh, I love it. Oh, they did such a good job with this remaster. It's so pretty. But Kerberos Interactive is definitely an example of overconfidence in a setting. Overconfidence in an ability and then expecting the fans to not pay attention when you release shit. I think that Gearbox knows that this is a thing, and I'm very much wondering if Gearbox were the ones that told Blackbird Interactive to stop what they were doing, stop their release window and finish their game. And I don't have a hugely positive opinion of Blackbird Interactive at this time. They can make fun games, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are capable of making Homeworld 3 the way that it needs to be made in order for Homeworld 3 to be good. Alright, I'm going to quick dock and get... And then... Oh, it's beautiful. It's amazing how only this game manages to make a hyperspace jump so mundane and look so good at the same time. I was actually wondering how they were going to remaster that when they did that, because in the original game it was just a square that kind of ate your ship and moved on.
Systems operating at full power.
If the hyperspace targeting system is accurate, we will emerge in close proximity to the support vessel Car Salim. This ship has spent the past 10 years traveling on conventional drives to reach the outer Karax system. The Car Salim will monitor the quantum waveform as we return to normal space and assist in tuning our drive control systems. If the hyperspace module malfunctions, the Car Salim will provide assistance and resupply.
Man.
Mission objectives will be to dock with the support vessel in order to complete adjustments to the mothership and her drives.
Again, such a basic transit, but it looks so fucking good. No swirly, just a square, and it looks so good.
Made it.
Ah,
Space jump complete.
God, I love
All
it.
systems nominal, and the quantum wave effect has dissipated.
We have misjumped. The support ship is not here. Fleet Command will signal the Car Salim while we confirm our current position.
This is the mothership calling support vessel Car Salim. Come in, please. We've misjumped and are requesting your beacon. This is the mothership calling support vessel Car Salim. Please respond.
Priority alert. We have picked up the Car Salim's automated
So
beacon.
one thing that I'm going to point out, as you
Contact
hear these people
and
talk,
reestablish
you never see a
communication.
face in reality. They're just elements of a command structure. They aren't the only person who has a name is Karen. And that's very important because where you sit as the person moving things around is always left ambiguous. Ultimately because this game is not about people. It's not about a person. It's about a people. I'm sorry. It is about the Kushan, right? It is not about Karen, though she is the only
New
named
research
character.
available.
It is about the Kushan broadly. And certain elements of the upcoming game concern me because they talk way too much about individual people, and that's not really what I want in a Homeworld 3. I care far more about the ships and the circumstances and the people. I don't really care about the individuals because that's really not what Homeworld is about. And yes, I am recycling my scouts because in this mission they are going to be functionally useless. And I'm going to build a bunch of interceptors because those are way more important right now. So,
Interceptor complete.
so some things about the upcoming Homeworld 3 that I have seen that actually give me a certain amount of hope. Number one, the co-op mode looks really interesting. I want to know more. Oh, look at that. That is so pretty. Such a ridiculously inefficient design for a fighter, but it looks so fucking good.
New research available.
Again, just the contrasts of the blue. Now, in the original Homeworld, you could change the color. You're not allowed to in this, which is such a pain. You really should be able to change your color swatches, but they don't let you, and they also don't let you play as the Taidan, which is lame. It's super lame. But again, for the core basis of the game, it's still really good. And if you want to play the original, you still have the option to if you buy the remastered edition. So bear that in mind. It's not perfect, but it's not busted.
Probe complete.
That's also possibly because this game is made off of the Homeworld 2 engine and not the Homeworld 1 engine, which is to be expected. But in all fairness, you know, it just may not be possible in the new engine. God, even the probe looks good, even if doesn't have like the grace it had in the original game. For those of you who are wondering about Homeworld Cataclysm, in fact, you can get it. It's over on Good Old Games. And I highly recommend that you go and get it, because Homeworld Cataclysm is similarly friggin' awesome, and I highly recommend it. I will probably end up playing and streaming it as well, and talking about why it is better than Homeworld 2 in most regards.
Assembly underway. Construction underway.
Alright, getting those heavy Corvettes out, because the light Corvette is basically functionally useless, but don't tell no one. Building more interceptors, because I'm going to need them. Probably should build another resource collector. Okay. Excuse me. Almost there.
Copy.
Another thing that I really love about this game is the attention to detail when it comes to its music. Very eerie, very creepy.
Research complete.
You know, you're out in the middle of frickin' nowhere
Standing by.
with no one to
Strike
help
group
you.
acknowledged.
You don't
Weapons
know what's
set to
happening.
power.
Very mysterious. It's very actually reminiscent of XCOM, the original XCOM.
Probe dispatched.
Alright, let's follow our probe. Now, in the original game, this would actually unfold and spin as it moved. Now it just kind of goes, whee, I'm sliding through space. I preferred it much more when it actually unfolded and spun in an unfolded state. And it will fly to its destination. And one of the best cutscenes in the fucking game. Especially in the remaster. Oh my god. Wee. I'm a chunky boy.
Pursuing target. Ready. Strike group, prepare for assault.
They're attacking. The mothership is under attack.
Engage incoming units. The mothership must be defended.
Strike group to battle positions. Reporting. Weapons set to full power. Strike group under enemy attack.
Now, we'll say this, the Homeworld 2 engine definitely has better effects and lighting effects
Strike
for...
group to battle positions.
Though there are a couple of lighting effects that I very much miss in, from the Homeworld 1 engine. Namely, when you hit things with ion cannons, you can actually ionize them and turn them into basically make them disappear in a giant ball of glowing light. You don't have that anymore, which is a little sad. I really enjoy doing that. Alright. I gotta wipe them out. How much? I don't have any resource units, so I gotta make do with what I have. There it goes.
Strike group prepare for
See if we can get a
assault.
zoom in on one of these things. Oh, look at them. They're spiky and they're orky. They even got the green. They're also stripy. I mean, they are painted gold, so they could be bad suns or bad moons. Bad moons.
Strike group prepare for assault.
Mothership. Resource collector complete.
Reporting.
See if we can get a zoom in on this missile corvette. Oh, I love that you can actually see the individual missiles in their in the launcher.
Mothership.
Enemy neutralized. Awaiting orders.
Hostile units destroyed. Threat eliminated.
Mothership sustained minor hull damage. Repairs are underway.
The Carsalim has been destroyed. Heavy weapon damage is visible on the remaining fragment. A salvage corvette must be sent to retrieve the mission data recorder.
Local resources exhausted.
I just want to point out, this is one thing that I've always noticed about specifically the Car Salim wreck. If I can actually not be able to zoom in a little closer. The amount of detail that they put in just to this wreck is actually really amazing. And even in the original game, it was really impressive, but the fact that I can't actually select this, knowing full well that it was difficult to get the detail, they still went the extra mile to put all of that detail into a ship that's basically a piece of floating jetsam in space. But you can even see these burn marks where you can imagine flames were gushing out as the ship was burning up. They took so much time to make this look as good as it does, and I can't thank the guys over at Gearbox enough for it. I don't care if I'm simping for them right now. They did a really great job. Actual kudos. I'm really happy that they went the extra mile.
Resources locked in.
All right, I need to build more salvage corvettes because those are going to be needed in the next fucking mission.
Underway.
Send you over.
New heading set. Destination locked in.
There we go.
Salvage corvette complete.
And if you're wondering why I'm building a bunch of these and not more combat ships, the answer is I'm going to need these in the next mission way more than combat ships.
Docking with mothership.
Got to dock them and get them repaired.
Docking signal green.
Salvage
Actually,
corvette
I wonder if I
complete.
can actually just move my mothership. Am I capable of moving her? No, mothership can't move. Damn shame. Another improvement of Homeworld 2 over Homeworld 1 and Homeworld Cataclysm. You can actually move the mothership in those games. And a perfect docking
Salvage
port.
corvette
Almost.
complete.
Almost. You almost got it, bro. You gotta kind of wonder what the hell the tubes were for.
Priority alert.
Why a
Additional
tube?
hostile units detected on an intercept course with the Car Salim.
Why a tube?
Protection of the salvage team is a primary objective. It must return to the mothership with the mission recorder. We need that data.
Ready. Acknowledged.
Salvage corvette complete.
Confirmed. Light fire confirmed.
Now, in the original Homeworld, you can make a really simple mod into the INI file of Homeworld and actually get a cockpit view of the actual fighter, almost like a joystick, like a first person of it, which was really cool. I'm a little sad they didn't include that in here. Oh, I'm gonna lose that salvage corvette. No, my salvage corvette.
Group under enemy attack. Green line confirmed.
Oh, come on. There we go.
Local resources exhausted. Fleet. Moving on. Confirmed. Reading contact. Copy.
Can I get this dude back to
Mothership. Copy.
the mothership without dying? Yeah, looks like I can. Sweet.
Assembly underway. Berths are clear.
Yeah, go and destroy that useless probe. Get a good view of the probe before it's destroyed.
Heavy Corvette complete.
Reporting. There's nothing left out here. Standing by.
Heavy Corvette complete.
Copy. Standing by. Moving to intercept.
Heavy Corvette complete.
Ready.
Come on, guys. Focus on something and kill it. There we go. Break something.
Roger. Strike group receiving fire. Resource collector awaiting instructions. Local resources exhausted, fleet. Moving on. Supporting friendly units. Construction underway.
Salvage team docks safely. Downloading mission data recorded. Replaying last entry.
Attack complete. Awaiting further
Smoked.
orders.
What do you mean you detect a hyperspace
Resource
entry?
collector
The
awaiting
mothership
orders.
isn't due for...
Sir, I have multiple contacts on closing vectors, unknown profiles, no recognition codes. They're not ours.
Well, if they're not ours, then where the hell are they?
Sir, they're coming in fast. Check. Incoming fire. We are under attack.
Docking with mothership.
They're getting through. Breaches across all decks. Hull integrity failing.
Cast them into mothership if you are receiving abort hyperdrive test. Repeat, abort hyperdrive test.
Acknowledged. Moving to intercept.
We are detecting enemy units advancing on our position. Organize a defensive force to protect the mothership.
Attack run complete. Holding pattern locked. Reporting. Strike group acknowledged. Show no mercy. Pursuing targets. Strike group.
Love my heavy corvettes.
Strike
Bang
group.
bang.
Hostile contact.
Even if they can't hit the broadside of a fucking barn.
Local resources
Smoke.
exhausted, fleet.
When they hit the barn, though, there ain't a barn left.
Resource collector standing by. Confirmed. Pursuing targets.
Combat stations look sharp.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Guys in the
Show no
formation.
mercy. Strike group. Prepare for assault. Attack run complete. Holding pattern locked. Roger. Strike group to
Let's go look at these
battle
standard
position.
corvettes.
Under fire.
It's an enemy carrier. They appear to be reinforcing their squadrons of fighters and corvettes with it.
Enemy neutralized. Awaiting orders. Reporting. Acknowledged. Docking with mothership. Copy. Strike group prepare for assault. Strike group receiving fire. Strike group attack order confirmed.
How much resources? I can build another salvage corvette.
Berths are clear.
inferior and they have a frickin' carrier.
System. Destroy the attacking force completely.
Sure.
Acknowledged. Standing by. Strike group to battle positions.
Salvage Corvette complete.
Copy. Supporting friendly units. Strike group, prepare for assault. Strike group receiving fire.
God, I love the look of these things.
Strike group attack order confirmed. Roger. I caught one. Standing by. Docking with mothership. Acknowledged.
Yeah, I should be able to get to the moment that I want to show you guys where Games Workshop showed a heck of an homage to this game.
Copy. Attack complete. Awaiting further orders. Strike group attack order confirmed.
Alright, let's just do the job, keep smoking them, keep getting those resources in, and then go and attack the carrier.
Acknowledged. Strike group prepare for assault. Strike group under enemy attack. Strike group to battle position. Friendlies under fire, moving in. This is looking good. Stay tight. Copy.
I love the chatter too. I'm looking, and evidently there's going to be a lot of chatter in the in Homeworld 3, which is good. We need chatter. Chatter is a good thing.
Light fire confirmed. Confirmed. Strike group under enemy attack.
Come on, guys. Just a fighter. You can shoot it out of the sky. I believe in you. It's right there. It's right there. Okay, let's try burst attack on it. Let's see if the burst attack will do it.
Strike group reports hostile contact.
Woo! Does absolutely nothing! Oh, that got him.
Roger. Acknowledged. Strike group prepare for assault. Strike group receiving fire. Roger. Strike group.
Alright, getting some more resources in, which is good.
Strike group reports hostile contact. Construction underway. Berths are clear. Reporting.
Interceptor complete.
Alright, you guys need to dock.
Mothership. Standing by.
Go in and repair. Dock, you dumbasses. Dock!
Supporting friendly
You are literally being shot at.
Complete. Interceptor complete.
reporting. Docking with mothership.
Interceptor complete.
Reporting. Strike group attack order confirmed. Supporting friendly units.
Interceptor complete.
Roger. Confirmed. Ready. Roger. Aggressive tactics confirmed. Fire at will. Copy. Strike group attack order confirmed.
Alright. Probably end
Attack
up
order confirmed.
moving.
Roger. Reporting. Docking with
Jeez,
mothership.
guys are getting their asses kicked so hard. Those light Corvettes are real good at smoking fighters.
Assembly underway.
So I'm gonna need heavy Corvettes.
Gauging targets of opportunity. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Strike group, prepare for assault.
Ooh, that was awkward.
Heavy Corvette complete.
Friendlies under fire, moving in. Standing by. Ready. Reporting. Acknowledged. New formation
Enemy
acknowledged.
units are retreating.
All right.
Objectives complete. Stand by for immediate return to Karak.
Docking with mothership.
All right. Return to Karak, and then it's the mission directly after that. All right. Not a problem. Quick dock. I got a bunch more resources. Build.
Construction underway.
Get a couple more heavy corvettes building because I'll need them. And now the single moment that defined the game. When and you'll see it in a moment.
Analysis of wreckage reveals the hostile units are using strike craft ranging from fighters to combat corvettes. All pilots will be briefed in case hostiles have penetrated farther into the Karak system. On our return to Karak, the final outfit of the mothership must be accelerated in order to defend against possible future attacks. Many major mothership systems are still incomplete. We
And-
will notify Karak's missile defense system of this possible threat.
That's an interesting thing.
Mothership will then dock with the scaffold for repair.
Oh, hey, what's up, aerodynamism. Yeah. Yep, cry-a-lot moments coming up. The interesting thing they point out here, though, is that they say that the mothership is not complete. And I love that. I love that element. What could the mothership have been if this had not happened? But first, that beautiful scaffold. It's something you'll never hear in the real world, by the way. Beautiful and scaffold at the same time.
Everything's gone. Karak is burning.
Karak is being consumed by a firestorm.
Oh, it looks so much better, so much more horrible in this mode.
All orbital facilities destroyed.
Oh,
Significant debris ring in low Karak orbit. Receiving no communications from anywhere in the system. Not even beacons.
Wait. On the maintenance frequency, I'm getting a signal from the cryo tray systems in orbit.
gotta get those cryo trays. Gotta get the damaged one.
The cryo trays are under attack.
Gotta get them all. It's like Pokemon.
Standing by.
These ships are different from those we encountered at the Kar Salim. It is likely they were involved in the destruction of Karak. Capture at least one vessel for
Gimme.
interrogation and destroy the rest.
Ready. Standing by.
Ah, shit. I'm gonna have to restart. I can't afford to lose it. Restart. I have to actually get them moving. Gotta get them moving before the, as the cinematic rolls. That's the downside. You appreciate the cry-a-lot moment. And then, like, oh wait, everyone's dying. This is a problem. That's 100,000 people on every one of those, by the way. Yeah, that's not something that you want to think about when one blows up.
Heavy corvette complete.
Roger. Destination.
No one's left. Everything's gone. Karak is burning.
Karak is being consumed by a firestorm.
Look at it, it's horrible.
The scaffold has been destroyed. All orbital facilities destroyed. Significant debris ring in low Karak orbit. Receiving no communications from anywhere in the system. Not even beacons.
Wait. On the maintenance frequency, I'm getting a signal from the cryo tray systems in orbit. One of them is suffering a massive malfunction.
The cryo trays are under attack.
Yeah. You defend them by not interrupting me.
Ships are different from those we encountered at
Oh, God, those look good. Look at how those turrets move.
the destruction of Karak. Capture at least one vessel for interrogation.
I am not Lords of Iron, no. I am, in fact, my own person.
Collector awaiting orders.
As it turns out, all YouTubers are made from the same exact genetic stock. We're all clones of one another.
Watch for debris. Standing by. Collection confirmed.
How you doing, Kevin? Alright, now I have to actually
Contact.
make sure I don't blow both of these up, but I only need one. Remember the lesson of Mulan. If you're here, how many people do you need to send a message?
Roger.
Just one. Yeah, thank you for coming nice and close to my stuff, guys. Nice and close. Stop shooting.
Deploy a salvage team. We need that ship.
Fine.
Let's stay calm.
Get him.
Cryo tray loaded. 200,000 people secured.
Moving to destination.
Alright.
All engaging.
Get him.
Neutralized. Awaiting orders.
Oh, God. I love the attention to detail that they provided to this stuff. The tight-end ships look so nice. And, of course, the damage effects, too, that they added. Such a good job.
Reporting.
Hey, Kevin. I am excited, but I have my reservations. I'm a Fig supporter. I have put I offered to put down $500 to make Homeworld 3 a thing, and I have my concerns about the actions of Blackbird. They have a tendency of doing an astoundingly good job and then right at the critical moment fucking everything up thoroughly. And usually that involves things like plot. For example, Hardspace Shipbreakers. Hardspace Shipbreakers is a freaking phenomenal game. It is a ton of fun, so long as you deliberately ignore everything involving its plot. If you ignore everything about the plot and just sit there and break ships, it's a great game. But the writers are really bad over there. And another good example of their terrible writing was, sadly, Deserts of Karok, when they go through this whole epic story and then they start adding things in that make no sense. Like, why are they adding in all of these other ships of alien races on Karok, but there was no mention of them in the later games? Why did they even bother adding them in? And then, finally, at the critical moment, they never show you the frickin' guide stone.
Those trays contain.
They never show you the guide stone, which is the most important element of Homeworld in that era. It's what made finding the Kartoba so important. And they just, you don't need to worry about it. Just ignore it. There's not even going to be a cutscene. Fuck you. So yeah, they are really good at making very pretty games. They are very bad at making good story. So I am... When it comes to gameplay for Homeworld 3, it looks really solid. The co-op mode looks really fun. I really hope they do a good job with it, because there's a really good chance they could fuck it up, because doing roguelikes in the methodology that they're showing hasn't really been done before, as far as I'm aware. But if they pull it off, I mean, awesome. I'm really happy if they can pull it off. I don't like how they care so much when it comes to the plot regarding showing faces of characters. So, this guy is basically fleet, quote-unquote fleet command. He's basically the voice of the tactical officer, almost. We never see his face. And we never should see his face. Sorry, hold on. We have to have our sad moment. God, that looks so good. Whee! Only one problem with this. It means that literally everything was flying in as fast as that probe. But, it's dramatic. Shut up.
Group 3 moving in. Alright now, stay together. Ready, spread.
Did fuck me up that everyone was speaking English.
Incoming missiles.
God, that looks so good.
Stats report. What's that? There's another one. Prepare for immediate surface bombardment to commence.
The missile defense system looked a lot better in the original game. I'm gonna come out and say it. Okay, sorry. It just did. You actually got to see that frigate get taken out. Oh, God, that looks so much better. I love how they just give you a glimpse of Karok there. as it's being destroyed. They only give you a glimpse of the genocide in the first moment, and then they just give you this.
Temperature 15 rated immediate carrier surface temperature 1742 and stable. Clearance granted. Primary directive achieved.
They make you watch. They make you watch. Oh, God. Oh, sorry. So Homeworld 3 has a lot of potential, and if I have taken the story writers of Homeworld Mobile and thrown them in a box somewhere and told them to never write for Homeworld 3, there's really good potential that Homeworld 3 will be amazing and the story will be great. If they take the Homeworld Mobile writers and say, hey, we want you to make Homeworld 3, then it's going to be dumb. I'm really worried that, given what we know, the bad guy is actually going to be Karen Sajet. Because evidently Karen Sajet went off to identify the mysterious thing that is the anomaly. Okay, one moment. Let me finish my thought process, Kevin, and I'll explain, because it's really freaking dumb. Okay, so the premise is Karen Sajet went off with the Fifth Fleet to identify the anomaly, and then she never came back. So they get Imogen Sajet to go into a whole new ship, and then go and find out what happened to Karen, which seems like an incredibly bad idea, because if the most experienced fleet command suddenly mysteriously vanishes into the ether, you would not necessarily want to send an experienced fleet command to go and find her. Seems like kind of retrograde action. But they're sending Imogen out to find out what the anomaly is, and you see a lot of cutscenes, and my concern is that the answer is, oh, it's just Karen Sajet who is turned evil, which I really don't want to be true. If we end up going and finding the wreck of the old mothership and Karen Sajet is dead, fine. That's good. That could be good writing. That actually gives a sense of terror and loathing, recognizing that there is something out there that Karen could not handle. If it turns out, no, the anomaly is actually Karen herself, she's gone crazy and she's here to kill you, that's retarded, and I'm not ashamed to use that word, it's retarded, the writers are terrible. You don't take 2 games worth of building up a hero and then just turning them into a villain because you ran out of ideas. All right, Kelvin, I'm sorry. The story of Homeworld Mobile is 10 years after reclaiming Higara, the Kiths decide to leave because it's hard, and they invade another galaxy. I shit ye not. Think about that. They spend their time fighting through the galaxy solely to find their home, discovering this legacy of disaster and terror that not only they had to witness, but they actually unleashed upon the galaxy in time and material, only for them to go, we don't want Higara anymore, we're going to go invade a new galaxy and do exactly what our ancestors did. It's so... I mean, it looks very pretty. Homeworld Mobile looks very pretty. It doesn't change the fact that its story is so bad and makes no sense. I don't think the story writers are the same. Alright, now, for those of you who play Battlefleet Gothic, this is going to be the moment where... I believe this is going to be the moment where you will see the great example of this game's influence on Battlefleet Gothic. You ready for your big sad? I'm ready for the big sad.
We are all that's left of our world, our culture, our people.
But
from the interrogation, we learned that a frontier fleet patrolling the borders of a vast interstellar empire was dispatched to destroy our planet. The captain claimed our people
That's
violated
not a
3,000
very
year old
symmetrical
treaty forbidding us to
you
defend
know, meta
hyperspace
cross on
technology.
that door.
Extermination from the ship was the consequence.
Oh, the
Captain did
engineer's
not
mind is a
survive
terrible thing.
interrogation.
I don't necessarily mind that Makan had a son, or is in it, at all. I loved Makan as a character. I found him to be utterly fascinating, though they never really gave you a lot of information. They left a lot up to speculation. I wish they gave us a little more into the mentality of Makan. But God, his fleet, the Vaegir fleet looks so good. It looks so good!
Scanner data indicates asteroid density is highest in this region. Commence resource gathering.
Okay, let's get
Assault frigate
this
complete.
going. It's now 2:13. I got a little more time.
Reporting. Collection confirmed.
Resource controllers are available for construction.
Let's build me a
To
resource
improve the
controller.
efficiency of collection, build one and position it near the asteroid vein.
Resources downrange. Ready.
But yeah, there's a lot of potential in Homeworld 3. The fact that they added a co-op mode, that looks great. I hope they handle it well. I hope it plays well. I think it's going to be great, especially if they do it right. Kelvin says, they shed too much blood to abandon things, haven't they? Also, do they ever elaborate on the fate of the Vaegir of the Tidon Imperialist? Also, this series is some similarities to 40k. So, when I talk about Battlefleet Gothic, which is I don't know, Kelvin, if you're from the Homeworld Discord, or you're from my Discord, or the Battlefleet Gothic Discord. Battlefleet Gothic is the miniature space battle game made by Games Workshop, and it drew heavily from this game. And in this mission, I will show you. Now, the fact that they obliterated an empire to get their homeworld back, yeah, I would agree. They probably shed a little too much blood, just be like, after 10 years, yeah, no, we're done, we're going to find another galaxy and then invade it. It seems ridiculous. It seems like exactly the opposite of what the Higarans would do, or in general. What happened to the Titan Imperialists or the fate of the Vaegir? Well, if you watch the promo for Homeworld 2, they say that the Titan Empire, what's left of it, was taken over by the Vaegir. So, really, there isn't that much of a difference at this point between the two. Now, what happens to the Vaegir... Aerodynamism. There is a tabletop RPG. There's a TTRPG. I have the book. I'll talk about it in a second. I want to finish Kelvin's question and statement. They talk about what happened to the Titan. They were basically subsumed by the Vaegir. Who the Vaegir were... nobody really knows. It's a plot contrivance. What happened to the Vaegir after Homeworld 2? No idea. Though evidently Makan's son has something to do with Homeworld Mobile. But Homeworld Mobile is hopefully not canon. Aerodynamism, is there a tabletop game in this setting like BFG? I don't know, there is not. Now, that does not mean that this game cannot be easily converted to BFG. In fact, the game is so similar to BFG that there are ships in here that are almost a direct copy, and you're going to see them here soon. In fact, I'll explain when they emerge. But again, I have to get to that part in this mission. Get a support frigate going. And I have a good amount of resources. I want more heavy corvettes. Because pew pew. So, all I gotta do now is do some harvesting. So yeah, the story of Homeworld is left very vague in those elements. Here we go. Can you guys identify what race this was what race in BFG was based off of what we're about to see? Okay. Any guesses, everyone? I'll get to your question in a second, Kelvin, but can anyone tell me in BFG who these guys are? Aerodynamism, Kelvin. Lascaris, can any of you identify who these guys are?
Ambassador away.
Trajectory locked in. Hailing signal.
Exactly, aerodynamism. The Demiurge. If you read in the original description of the Demiurge, the Tau refer to them as the Bentusin, the old wise ones.
Guidance and are being drawn in.
Adler Shipyard, it is the Bentusi. The Bentusi are the Demiurge. If you look at their ships, they're very similar. Really what the guys over at Games Workshop did is they took all of the smooth curves and made them angular. Yes, Calvin, it is Bentusin. It means old wise ones. And you're going to love this, guys. They sold them the ion cannon technology. Exactly. The Bentusi or the Demiurge give you ion cannons. And the Tau Lances are ion cannons. So, my dudes, welcome to the moment where BFG and Homeworld mix. Now, if you were to want to make a Homeworld fleet list in BFG, you could. Now, it would actually be really easy, because all of the elements of gameplay that are present in this game are present in Battlefield Gothic. You have lances, you have weapons batteries, you have boarding elements. Also, the only thing that you would have to make is rules for like the salvage corvettes, which would be busted as fuck, and things like the mothership. Now, interestingly enough, if you decline this offer, which you can if you desire, you can get the same technology by using salvage corvettes on the Tyrannic Raider ion array frigates. I will accept that offer. Thank you.
Servants of the Taidan are arriving. They must not learn of our contact. We must depart.
Look at that beautiful detail, though.
Farewell.
So, again, Battlefield Gothic drew very heavily from this game, and it's one of the reasons why I love this game.
Tyrannic Raider fighters are attacking. Prepare for more hostile ships to arrive.
Yep, Tau ion cannons are the Tau fleet is a fascinating fleet. I like to compare it very heavily to Battlestar Galactica in the way that they look and function. But they very much are. They're a fleet that, in many ways, is very similar to the 40K tabletop, in the regard of they're very much designed to take out Imperial Navy, because weirdly enough, that's exactly what they were designed to do in the case of many of their ships. Now, I gotta give the guys at GW, like Andy Chambers, when they made the Tau, because they were very reasonable and rational in the construction of their rules and the construction of their what's the word I'm looking for? In the construction of the actual weapons and the ships, because they very much designed them to actually be like three separate eras demonstrated. And I'm talking about the old Tau fleet, the mercantile fleet. So the mercantile fleet of the Tau actually are the ships that they had when they first encountered hostile alien races, so namely the Orcs. They encounter the Orcs, they nearly get destroyed by them, the Demiurge give them ion cannon technology, and suddenly things are great. Then they encounter the Imperial Navy, and then they get their asses thoroughly kicked until they make the Hero. And then the Hero is basically a dedicated anti-Imperial Navy cruiser killer, and it's very good at the job. There's also a reason why it's so heavily restricted. Ooh,
attack.
that ain't
Report
good.
friendly units. Standing by.
Ooh.
Strike group prepared.
Alright, ooh.
Roger.
Get those guys over here.
Moving to
It's a
intercept.
lot of fighters.
Ready. Resource collector.
Alright, I'm gonna bring these fighters back over here. Interceptors go
Strike
fight over
group to
here.
battle positions. Resource collector taking enemy fire. Copy. Standing by. Strike group
Merge
under
that up.
attack.
Go
Show
fight
no
those
mercy.
corvettes.
Resource collector under attack.
The funny thing is that that element of the lore doesn't make a heck of a lot of sense because anybody who uses an explorer recognizes that if you encounter a terror ship or a kill cruiser, the answer is pretty simple: mantas. And since you know the rear armor of the orc cruisers is 4, and bombers attack the weakest armor. I don't quite understand that element of the lore very well, for obvious reasons, right?
Raider capital ships have just emerged from
Oh no!
hyperspace near the mothership.
Copy.
No bueno!
Attack coordinates locked in. Engaging.
Ion array frigates. Oh, they're so pretty!
Stay on top of them. I caught one.
Look at that! Ah! It's so orky and so pretty at the same time. And they do so little damage.
Repair order confirmed. Confirmed. Ready. Frigate under attack.
Yeah.
Watch your six.
Stop missing.
Moving
Eh.
refinery under attack. Frigate under attack. Confirmed.
Boom. If you're wondering why I'm not salvaging these things, my days of doing nothing to salvage enemy ships are long over. I prefer a more pure Kushan fleet.
Air target locked in. Standing by.
Kelvin says, I think it's said that terror ships cover the rear arc of their with their fighter bombers, and why not, as they expect attack from the quarter. The answer is that Tau have way more launch capacity than the orcs do. Not only that, the orcs are really bad at reloading, like astoundingly bad at reloading. So it really doesn't matter. It's, again, remember that a lot of lore in BFG is not necessarily consistent with the actual rules of the game. Like, you have situations where you have situations in BFG where you have get over there and heal him. You have situation in BFG like a Space Marine strike cruiser manages to successfully cripple a Tau custodian battleship by itself. Buddy, I get Space Marine fans, and I get their love of their jarheads, but that does not make any fucking sense at all. The Tau custodian is more than a match for for a strike cruiser, and would body it any day of the week. So just bear that in mind. Again, remember, GW made a very important point when they were talking about their lore. Everything is true and everything is false. Okay? And that's how their lore has to work. There's really no other option. And, you know, they have to make every race seem cool somehow, right? They have to find some way to make everybody cool, and that's not easy when you're trying to sell a game. So let me give you an example of that. Helped make the Grot Rebellion in BFG. Think about how silly that is. We're talking about grots. Their ships are effectively, and again, I'm being pretty callous here. They're hunks of junk, and they're not good hunks of junk either. They're bad hunks of junk. They're really shitty hunks of junk. But at the same time, you have to make them sound cool, and you have to interest people. There are people out there who are more than happy to play the dumb race because it's fun, but you have to give them something cool to make it worth playing. You know, there was a time when Battlefleet Gothic was a little like Blood Bowl in the sense that it wasn't entirely meant to be taken entirely seriously.
We're drawing heavy fire.
Frigate?
Oh no, my assault frigate. No. Oh, gotta go have a look at Gotta go look at my ion cannon frigate. Oh, look at that. God, they just knocked this out of the park. So the answer to that, Kelvin, is I can actually believe a battle barge defeating it a spoiler. Battle barges are... this is part of a lore discrepancy, okay? Let's bear that in mind. Battle barges suffer a little bit of a lore discrepancy, okay? And it also depends entirely on what that despoiler is equipped with. If the despoiler is not equipped with its prow lances and only on torpedoes, it doesn't have a lot that can actually hurt the barge. What does it have? Launch capacity, okay, but it's attacking against a 6-up armor. Even their bombers are. And it's not going to have a good time doing hit-and-run attacks against the barge either. And if that barge happens to board that despoiler, my money's on the barge. Ooh, we got a boom. Boom! Oh, beautiful.
The Tyrannic Raiders have been defeated.
See, yeah, battle barge losing a fight to an explorer makes no fucking... Okay, no, I'll take that back. Okay? If the battle barge has suffered severe damage and most of their marines are dead, then the explorer can win. Now, if you want, we can play the math game and actually figure out, what is the actual boarding situation? Alright. Okay, so Alpha Legion to spoiler. So, Alpha Legion probably doesn't have Mark of Corn, probably doesn't have any marks at all. Again, do not underestimate battle barges. They are very hard to damage if you don't have a lot of lances. A torpedo-equipped despoiler only has 3 lances, and then it has batteries, and then launch bays. Your torpedoes are not going to be as effective. Your bombers aren't going to be as effective. So you're actually at a pretty significant disadvantage against such a target. So I could see it. I could actually... I know this sounds, sacrilegious and all, but I could see it happening. I could see a battle barge, especially if it rams and boards, taking out a despoiler. Now, a battle barge... What was it? A battle barge against... Well, what was the thing? What was the... battle barge lost a fight to an explorer. Okay, how would a explorer win against a barge? Well... Space Marine battle barges are really good in boarding, and the idea thing is to board because Tau suffer a half to their boarding value because they're mostly crewed by aircast, which are not very good in fisticuffs. But they have a fuck ton of turrets, which is why boarding explorers is actually not the best idea until you actually cripple the thing. It's not easy to actually board an explorer. It still has 12 hits and it has 5 turrets. So you're still with a boarding value of 11. You're not getting a huge bonus. So if best case scenario, normal scenario, battle barge boards an explorer. It's boarding capacity 12 versus 11. So Space Marines will have +2, +3 on the boarding. They can still lose that. It's possible. Unlikely, but it's possible. Also, Space Marines are good, but the Tau aren't stupid. There is a reason why their later ships have Fire Warrior teams on them to deal with just that scenario. If I were a Space Marine player, I would actually avoid boarding the Explorer. I would be boarding the Hero, I would be boarding the Merchants, and I would be shooting the shit out of the Explorer, because it has one shield. If you ever deal with Explorer spam, the answer is Nova Cannons, guys. Nova Cannons fuck Explorers up. Hard. Alright. So, yeah, remember that we're working at a different scale. Okay? You have to remember that this isn't 40k. They make a point in the actual rules. One assault point of BFG, an assault point on a planet, is 5,000 points of a 40k game. So, bear all this in mind. We're at a different scale, and Space Marines are meant to be surgical fighters, and yes, boarding party members of boarding parties in space. They are the best boarding in space, and Grey Knights are the best of the best. But don't forget that doesn't mean other people can still win if they do it right, or if they're lucky, especially if they're lucky. Because despite the Space Marines being Space Marines, they can still make mistakes. Sorry, give me a second. So, yeah, there actually were rules for Apocalypse as well. Basically, you had the choice. You could either play it in 40k, or you could play it in Apocalypse. That was basically your choice. But again, that was back when GW actually, cared about specialist games. The actual games that actually fucking mattered. Yes, I'm being extremely judgmental at GW right now.
Eddies. That's everything.
Whee! Teleport! I also like how they took the time to make the language definitively not English, despite the fact that everyone speaks in English. Danger, Will Robinson! Danger! Danger, Will Robinson!
Damage incurred by the Tyrannic Raiders. Combat and sensor systems returning to optimal functionality.
Our first hyperdrive test led to near genocide. Carrick, destroyed. All of us, all that's left, hunted by 2 alien races.
I am really annoyed that they didn't add in the Tyrannic Raider base, because that would have been great.
Coming up on hyperspace coordinates.
They should have added the Tyrannic Raider base, 100%. But they didn't. Makes me sad. But yeah, these things easily converted into BFG. I mean, it's a front assault heavy fleet.
Current position and
Lots of batteries, battery specific and lance specific ships. Ironically, these are far closer to escorts than all of these frigates would be escorts.
But no vessels. It It is possible
Basically
that the target
firestorms and
might be hiding in the
swords.
denser portions of the belt.
Maybe
May
give
cause
special
interference
rules for the
with our
bomber.
sensors. Send probes to investigate. All fleet assets should be kept on alert.
Let's see.
Assault frigate complete.
Ready.
You'd have standard weapons batteries, and then a specialized battery for the plasma bomb launcher. Maybe have it function a little like a what's it called? Have it function like a bombardment cannon. These things, just one lance. These things have the ability to heal and heal. Maybe these things would give fighters and corvettes resilient when it's on the board.
Instructions.
And it could potentially heal damaged parts on these. They'd be really fragile though. They'd be like 3-hit ships. Let's see, what have we got? Nothing new on research.
Roger.
So we'll get there to start harvesting.
Standing by. Construction underway. Construction underway. Roger. Repairs initiated. Reporting. Strike group confirmed. Weapons set to full power. Standing by. Copy.
Support frigate complete.
Strike group acknowledged. Standing by. Guard order confirmed. Copy. Strike group acknowledged. Escort pattern locked in. Confirmed.
Group 1 designated.
Strike group coordinates locked in.
Iron Cannon frigate complete.
Group 1 copies.
Boundary, this is Floor. How far away?
Group 1 copies.
Group 1 assigned.
Copy.
Assault frigate complete. Group 1 reinforced.
Strike group moving into position. Reporting.
Group 1 reinforced.
Strike group coordinates locked in. On our way. Group 1. Reporting. Collection confirmed. Copy. Group 1 copies. Group 1 reporting.
Research Division reports it is now
Ooh,
equipped for
plasma
bomb technology.
bombs!
We advise commencing research immediately.
Finally, things that go
New
boom.
research available.
Group 1 copies. Ready. Local resources exhausted. Fleet moving on.
Assault frigate complete.
New heading set. Group 1 reporting.
Yeah, these would be all escorts. Ion cannon frigate, assault frigate, support frigates. All different kinds.
Coordinates locked in.
Regrettably, all the fighters and corvettes would be basically relegated to attack craft status, which is a shame because that's not really what they're meant to be in Homeworld. But in BFG, there's no room for fighter squadrons, I'm afraid, beyond the ordnance phase. It's sad, but it is true.
Ship profiles and markings match those.
Time to
from
smoke some
reporting at
bitches!
Karnak. There is no doubt that this is the fleet. Destroy them.
Time to pew pew. Yep.
Strike group attack order confirmed. Frigate under attack. Reporting. Strike group prepare for assault. Group 1.
Where are they
Research
going?
complete.
Very confused. Oh, they're going after these guys. I can send this over there. You guys can go over here.
Group 1 reporting. Strike group prepare for assault.
God, I love how the tight end ships look. That offset giant frickin' gun.
Group 1 reporting. Strike group to battle positions. Copy. Group
Oh,
1.
there's the destroyer. I was looking for you.
Engage capital ship. Frigate under attack.
Go above.
Coordinates locked in. Moving while engaged.
Enemy capital
Group
ships
one
appear to
reports
have
enemy
lighter
contact.
armor on the top, bottom, and rear sides.
Did you hear that, guys? Top, bottom, and rear sides. Where did we hear that before?
Attacking to take advantage of this weakness.
Strike group reports hostile contact. Engage capital ship. We're drawing heavy fire.
God, I love these things.
Strike group under
Look at those giant frickin' guns. Boom, boom! Tight end have just so much better designs for ships than the Kushan do.
Strike group receiving fire. Strike group receiving fire. Combat maneuver confirmed. Group 1 copy.
Sensors indicate the enemy is harvesting resources. Destroy the collector to impair ship production.
Moving while engaging. Moving to destination. Strike group reports hostile contact. Copy. Strike group under enemy attack. Acknowledged. Copy. Reporting.
Unidentified probe detected. Unidentified probe detected.
Group 1 standing by. Frigate under attack.
Unidentified probe detected.
Strike group under enemy attack.
Kill that carrier! Fuck that thing!
Exhausted fleet. Moving on.
God, I love how this thing looks. This big, chonky, industrial-looking thing. I love it. I love it so much.
Assembly underway. Construction underway. Berths are clear. Berths are clear. Strike group under enemy attack. Let's stay calm. Confirmed. Move order confirmed. Combat maneuver confirmed.
Interceptor complete.
Attack run complete. Holding
That big
pattern
tight
locked.
end logo right there.
Contact. It's looking good. Stay tight.
Interceptor complete.
Group 1.
Smoked its carrier.
Interceptor complete.
Drawing light fire. Strike group to battle position. Strike group reports hostile contact. Remain tightened up. Roger. Strike group to battle positions.
Ooh, probably should go deal
Strike
with
group
those.
reports hostile contact. Copy. Strike group attack order confirmed. We're drawing heavy fire. Roger.
Interceptor complete.
Attack coordinates locked in.
Frigate lost.
Standing by. Strike group prepare for assault.
The
Interceptor.
enemy is using
Ready.
a new fighter-class ship with
Strike group
strong
receiving
defensive
fire.
capabilities but low maneuverability. Our research division reports that it can produce a similar vessel. Begin research as soon as possible.
Strike group reports hostile contact. Strike group to battle positions. Acknowledged. Strike group prepare for assault. Roger. Standing by. Attack coordinates locked in.
Attack bomber complete.
Confirmed.
Interceptor complete.
Strike group receiving fire.
Attack bomber complete.
Acknowledged. Strike group attack order confirmed.
Alright.
Frigate under attack.
Attack bomber complete.
I caught one. Standing by. Flak frigate taking heavy damage. Strike group reports hostile contact.
Attack bomber complete.
Attack vector laid in. Copy.
Frigate lost.
Light fire confirmed. Standing by. Lock all weapons on target.
Attack bomber complete.
Strike group reports hostile contact. Frigate under attack. Hull breach. Hull breach.
Frigate lost.
Watch your 6.
Attack bomber complete.
Confirmed. Group 1.
Attack bomber complete.
You're looking fine. Ready. Strike group to battle positions.
Attack bomber
Move
complete.
faster!
Show no mercy. Group 1 copies. What's our damage?
Frigate lost.
We've got a situation here.
Attack bomber complete.
I got one.
Attack bomber complete.
Ready. Order confirmed. Moving to intercept. Roger.
Attack bomber complete.
Copy. Stay on top of them.
Attack bomber complete.
Local resources exhausted. Fleet, moving on.
Assume combat stations. All stations reported by the numbers.
Attack bomber complete.
Confirmed. Gotcha. Strike group to battle positions.
Attack bomber complete.
We've got a situation here.
Group 1. Group 1 copies.
Light fire confirmed.
Pew pew! Ah!
Reporting. Group 1. Construction underway. Assembly underway. Assembly underway. Roger.
Interceptor complete.
Group 1 standing.
And that's that.
Interceptor complete.
Standing by. Engaging.
Interceptor complete.
Confirmed. Docking with mothership. Confirmed. Docking with mothership. You're looking fine.
Interceptor complete.
Group 1 copies. Standing by. Docking with mothership.
Interceptor complete. Interceptor complete.
Confirmed.
Interceptor complete.
On our way. Reporting.
Interceptor complete.
Docking signal green. Reporting. Docking with mothership.
Interceptor complete.
I got one. Reporting. Roger.
Interceptor complete.
Forming strike group. Show no mercy. Strike group receiving fire. Light fire confirmed. Strike group to battle positions.
Almost done. And there it goes. I don't think there's anything left. Oh, no, there is.
Group 1 standing by. No
Gotta
problem.
go smoke there, resource collecting.
Position. Moving while engaging.
Group 1 under attack.
Enemy neutralized. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Ready. Docking with mothership. Group 1 copies. Strike group coordinates locked in.
Oh, that's a bad day.
Research complete.
I remember in the time when the defense fighter was the best fighter in the game because Relic Interactive did not think at all that they would anyone would actually use them offensively. So they made him just as maneuverable and fast as a interceptor. Yeah. Good job. Good job, guys. 10 out of 10.
Strike group moving into position. Combat maneuver confirmed.
Group 1 reports enemy contact.
Local resources exhausted fleet. Moving on.
Group 1 under attack. Group 1 reports victory.
Taidan fleet.
Yep, and that's
destroyed.
that.
Hyperspace coordinates locked in.
Alright, lads, I'm going to save here and continue this another time. I have to go get ready for someone's birthday party. Thank you all so much for joining me on this impromptu gamer stream. I'll probably try to do this more often in the future, and I will talk with you all later. And gamer moment. Alright. So, as with everything, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all in the future when I actually make videos. Have a good one.